What is going on, fellow farmers? Welcome back to another episode of FS25 with your boy cjfarms. Today, guys, we're going to be back on the Ponderosa map, and as you guys can see, we did a little sorting around the farm. We put down some concrete here, and I moved all my equipment from over in that direction. We had it all over there to over here, lined up nice and neat. And, you know, I didn't realize how much equipment I had until I brought it all over here. So we have a lot of equipment, guys, but we've earned a lot of money on this farm, and like I said, we started hardly with nothing on here, and we've earned our keep. We've earned our way. So, and today we are going to be harvesting the soybean on this field, which I don't even think there's a field. I'll just call it field 1 because this is the field that we made. So we'll be harvesting the soybean on field 1 and over on field 10 if I can possibly find it. Right here it is, and we're going to look at the yield bonus on our field here. So why does it say -1 yield bonus? That doesn't make any sense, but the more you move around, the more it changes. So 100% fertilization. Oh, I did not roll my fields after I planted. I completely forgot about that. That's exactly why the yield bonus is down. But nonetheless, we're going to get quite a bit of soybean out of this. So let's get out of flight mode and let's hop back over in the harvester. Let's open it up, get those beautiful strobes on. Now this is the unrealistic harvester that we got. It carries, I think, 25 million liters of crop, and it goes 150 miles per hour. So once we unlock the speed on this thing, it's really going to harvest fast. So let's make sure our straw swath is not enabled. It is not. So let's get to work, ladies and gentlemen. Good to see y'all here, man. I appreciate y'all coming over to the channel and checking out the videos. And just make sure, guys, you're hitting the like button for me. It helps the video a lot. I kind of wish I hadn't got that long pipe now. I kind of wish I hadn't got that because it's going to kind of hinder me back here where these trees are. But just make sure you're hitting the like button, guys. It really helps the video. It really, really does. All right, guys, let's get to harvesting. Do we need lights? What time is it on the game? That's almost 7:30 on the game. So 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll keep our lights on. All right, let's go ahead and harvest. And we're going to get this done in no time because this harvester is super, super fast. So we're going to be harvesting really quick. I kind of just barely go, man. Because this thing wants to get up and boogie. It really does. It wants to get up and go. But I hope you guys have had a great weekend. You guys will be seeing this video, I believe, on Monday. So I hope you guys have had a great weekend. I hope you spent some time with your family and, you know, had some fun. It's always important to spend time with family. It's always important to do that. All right, let's lift this up. I notice on this harvester, I'm noticing now that the loose, I guess you call it the swath in the back, doesn't spray out as long at the end of the field. Watch this. So it's spraying out right now, but once we get to the end of the field, it doesn't spray out near as much. Look at that. See that? Let's do one run around the side of the field here so we can kind of have a little bit of room to turn around. But we're going to get this done in no time at all. It's not spraying out long at all. Now watch it. It's so fast to quit. And maybe that's the unrealistic part of it. Maybe it's just, you know, where it's harvesting so fast. But we're going to do one run around the field here, so we got plenty of room to turn around because we're not having no room turning around like this. Jeez, this thing is quick. This thing is so fast. A harvester that goes 150 miles an hour. Yeah, I don't know, man. It's pretty fast, I know that. All right, there's that. So we're going to go ahead and finish harvesting this field here. We're going to make... I hope we make quite a bit of money because I believe that soybean, this is soybean we're harvesting, by the way, it peaks out in July at $5,400 per liter. So almost $5,500 per liter. You guys know we've been harvesting soybean quite a bit because I did take a big break from LSPFR and I just got burned out on it. I just completely got burned out. And, you know, I've been playing Farm Sim for a while, but I just don't see how anyone can get burned out on this game. I really just don't see how that can be a possibility. I mean, any game you can get burned out on, right? But Like for me, I never get burned out on Farm Sim. I just never do. LSPFR, I got burned out. There's just, and I'll tell you like this, in the whole time that I've been doing, and before I finish what I'm saying, guys, we're gonna we might have to get a header trailer to take this back to the field because it's a narrow path back here. So we might have to get a trailer for this. Yeah, we're gonna have to get a trailer. But anyway, in the whole time that I've been playing Farm Sim, I've never, not once, ever seen any type of toxicity over in the, Giants community or the Farm Sim community. We're going to put our shop right here, and we're going to go in and look for a header trailer because we're going to have one. There's just no way around it. But I've never seen no toxicity in the Farm Sim community, right? But man, just in the first few months I was doing a GT5 and LSPFR, there's so much toxicity. There's so many toxic people that are just rude and hateful and, think they're better than anybody else and above. And I will say this, a lot of it is actually on the lspfr.com page. That's where a majority of that toxicity resides. That one, and then GTA police mods, that's a toxic place. I've not ever seen anything bad on GTA. Here's header trailers. I've never seen anything bad on the GT5mods.com. Never seen nothing bad over there. Always good people we've ever talked to. But on lspvar.com, bunch of jerks over there, man. A bunch of jerks. Let's see what this is right here. That might get the job done. I don't know. I think we need one of these bigger trailers. We have a pretty good size header. So, yeah, this one will probably do. And we can always lock the axle on if we need to. I've got that mod in my game. But there's just so much toxicity in the, we're not going to get that spare wheel. There's just always so much toxicity in the LSPFR community. There just really is, man. And I don't know why. But anyway, my point to all that was the reason I had to take a step back from LSPFR. It wasn't my audience that made me do it. It wasn't the mod itself. It's just the fact that, you get tired of dealing with those toxic people, and no matter, how nice you are to those folks over there, they're rude. Some of those people, and not everybody on lspvar.com is rude, but a majority of them are. A majority of them are very rude, and I just won't deal with people like that. I don't have to deal with people like that, and I won't. I'm a laid-back guy, and I'm one of the easiest guys to get along with, man. But when you push me to that point to where I feel like that I can't be around you, then, you pushed yourself obviously way too far. And, just there's so much toxicity over there. Like, people are just jerks, man. I want to make sure I get this up on here just right. People are just toxic, man. And I don't want it. I will not. Uh-oh. I will not deal with people like that. I just won't. I refuse to. And, especially when you're eating people up with kindness, we got to slow way down. Uh-oh. Did we get caught on a tree? We're going to pull it out here with our super strength. There we go. Okay. Just when you're nice to people, that's what I was saying. When you eat people up with kindness, like you're trying your best to be as nice to them as you possibly can, you're really being nice to them, and they turn around and they spit in your face pretty much, right? It's just like they've got to be miserable in their ways. They've got to be miserable. And I just think that a lot of the people over on lspvar.com are miserable folks. And I'm not saying that's everybody, because I've met some really good guys over there, some really good folks in the LSPVR community. For example, Venoxity, who goes by Gravity Exploits on YouTube. And he's the one that made Simple HUD, Simple Control. He made a lot of killer mods. Are we going to get this thing through here or what? And he's one of the greats over there, man. And then there was another guy, I really can't remember his name. But he ended up being, he started out being really cool with me. And then just for whatever reason, he decided that he wasn't going to let me post on his page no more, on his LSPFR page, which is fine. It was a group page on Facebook. I think it was LSPFR, LCPDFR. And his reason for not letting me post on his page is because people, I guess, were watching my videos on my main channel, and they were complaining about how their game was crashing. But here's the thing. How is that my fault? First of all, how is that my fault that somebody's game is crashing? You know, we tell you guys to mod at your own risk for a very good reason. See, this is what I was worried about getting this header through here, how narrow these trees are. We got to find a way to get up through here somehow. I might have to just hide one of these trees to get through is what I'm going to have to do. I'll hide this one, and we'll hide this next one so that we know for a fact we got plenty of room to get through there. Okay. Not going to kill us, hide a couple trees. But I'm trying to remember what that guy's name is. He's put out like one great mod for lspfr.com. But anyway, how is that my fault that their game is crashing? You know, we tell you guys to mod at your own risk. You know, when we show these videos, we don't just show you how to install the mods, but after we're done, we take you in the game and show you that they work. So if mine's working, after I show you how to install the mod, if mine is working and everybody else is working, how is that my fault that your game is not working? It's user malfunction is what it is. It's operator malfunction. You know, and anyway, so this, I guess a few people went over to him and said their game was crashing, they were having issues, and I guess he asked them who you were watching on YouTube, and they said Criminal Justice, and he like completely banned me from his page. And this was somebody who was supposed to be a really good friend of mine for a long time. We talked on Discord DMs constantly. We talked on Facebook Messenger. And he was really cool with me for the longest time. Then all of a sudden one day, he just decided to start being a jerk to me and banning me from his page for no reason. And I just can't deal with folks like that. I just can't do it. And I'm telling you guys, because of those out there who want to get into modding GTA 5 and LSPFR, just be careful who you deal with. Because a lot of times you'll come across people who might be really nice to you at first and maybe for a long time, for years. But then all of a sudden, they're going to let their true colors show. And I'm really trying to think of his name that did me like that. He did some questions for Stop the Pet, if you guys know who I'm talking about. But he was like, look, guys, this guy was cool with me for like 3 or 4 years. And then all of a sudden, I'm not going to allow people in my group page to come to your YouTube channel anymore, which is fine. That's fine. That's fine. I don't care about that. What I do care about is the fact that people, it's like a light switch flips, right? I think I talked about this on the video, but it's like a light switch flips on these people, and they just, end up showing their true colors after they supposedly portrayed to be nice to you. But there's just so much toxicity, guys. I personally, when you're a content creator, you get more hate than most people, right? And I've gotten a lot of, now listen, the love I've gotten completely overrides the hate I've gotten. And I want to make that very clear. But I do want to tell you guys that I have gotten a lot of hate. Especially since I had put the LSPFR full install tutorial for 2025 on my Patreon for purchase only. Some people just didn't like it, and that's okay. They can get over it, because I did that because I'm trying to find extra ways to make money to support my family. That's what I'm trying to do. But anyway, guys, I can't think of that guy's name. I can still see his logo. I think his name was like Sirius or something like that. But Sirius is the one that had the group page on Facebook, and he just banned me because a few people were saying, well, I watched Criminal Justice video and my game's crashing and it's his fault. That's the thing. When you get into this type of business, into YouTube, and you're showing people how to do things, you end up getting a lot of the blame. Like if their game crashes, if something happens, their game's not working right, they'll come to your channel and be like, you destroyed my game. Like, it's not my fault. It's not my fault. You're the one behind your PC modding your game. Like, be careful what you're doing. And furthermore, follow my instructions. And most of the time when people have trouble with their game, I'm going to tell you what the problem is. It's because they're so much in a hurry to just play LSPFR and roleplay as the comp that they're not watching my videos all the way through, and they're skipping through the important aspects of the things I'm talking about, right? So when you're not watching the whole video and then your game is messing up, and then you wonder why. I'm not just in those videos blowing smoke and mirrors. I'm not just in there talking about nothing. When I'm showing people how to install a mod or anything, maybe on FarmSim or on, LSPFR, GT5, I'm not just blowing smoke and mirrors. I'm discussing important aspects about that mod, and a lot of times things that you should and should not do to keep that mod running properly in your game. And when people are skipping to the video and they're missing those important aspects, then that's what's happening. That's the consequences of it. You're gonna have a crappy game. But anyway, guys, I don't know why I got into all that. I like finding things to talk to you guys about here so we can keep full conversation, and it keeps you guys interested. But that is a true story, and it continues to be true with the toxicity in the LSPFR.com community. They're just toxic over there. Like I said, not all of them. I've run into some really good people. I've met some really good people. But a majority of them, yes, they're toxic. And that is another reason I took a break from LSPFR.com. From LSPFR, was because of the toxicity. I cannot deal with people like that, and I will not deal with people like that. I think I've been playing Farm Sim on YouTube, just on YouTube alone, for about probably maybe 3 years, almost 4 years. Well, no, that's not true. I had it on my main channel. So I've been playing Farm Sim on YouTube since, for about 6 years. Now on cjfarms, I've been playing on here for about 3 years, almost 4 years. All right, guys, we got our soybean done. Let's turn that machine off. I've been around the LSP bar community long enough to know how people are and the way they act. It's just so ridiculous. Like, I went into the forums and the discussion parts of LSPbar.com, and I have literally watched in real time, some of the moderators over there on LSPbar.com just be rude to people for no reason. And if you guys really want to find a toxic place, go to the Rage Plug and Hook Discord server. That is a bunch of toxic folks over there, really toxic, and it's sad. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so as you can see, we have 80% soybean in this trailer. So I think that's the most soybean we've had so far. And I was thinking where the harvester is a large capacity harvester, and it carries so much that it would take longer to drain out into the trailer, but it didn't. It was out in just a few seconds. It was done. So I think it was extra fast. Anyway, let's go over here to the farmer's market. Let's dump this out, and let's see what the damage is. We are currently sitting at $287,047. I did make a little trail right through, somewhat of a little trail, so we get through a little easier. So let's pull this up on here. All right, and before we dump this, we're going to look, as you guys can see, soybean peaks out in the month of July at $5,466 per liter. And luckily, we are in the month of July. So let's go ahead and let's dump this, and let's see what the damage is. Let's see what, I'm always excited about making money. Every time I go to make money and I watch that money go up just like that right there, it excites me every time, because that's what this game is all about, is just making money and, making a living on here. $674,889 in soybean alone. That is pretty phenomenal. And we were so close to hitting the $1 million mark again. We hit $961,937. That is pretty amazing. Which means we can probably start cutting down more trees and adding to our farm, because what I do want to do is eventually, we don't, as of right now, just for the RP of it. As of right now, we have no home to live in, and at nighttime, I am sleeping in my tractor because it's the one that's got the most room, and the seat kicks back in it, so that's the only thing I have to sleep in right now. I don't officially have a house. I thought about just maybe buying me a trailer and putting down here on the farm somewhere, maybe on that side of the farm over there, maybe cut down trees and put my trailer over there so that I'm close to my equipment and all that good stuff, because this is not really a house over here, and I'm probably just going to get rid of it because it's really weird. It's like transparent when you walk through it in your with your character, but then when you go to drive a tractor through it, it's not transparent. So it's kind of it's just kind of weird. But ladies and gentlemen, that is going to do it for this episode of FS25. I hope y'all enjoyed it. Be sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Smash that like button for me and click the bell and click all. Get notified, guys, so you know exactly when I'm posting new content and when I go live. Ladies and gentlemen, for those who probably know by now, we do have a Patreon, and I will link that in the pinned comments. And I might just link it in the video here as well, so you guys just click the link and go straight to it. With that said, everyone, until next time, this is CJ Farms, and one crop at a time, we're helping America grow. I appreciate you guys listening to all my yapping and my rants. And until next time, God bless you guys, and I will see you all in the next video.